Continuing my quest for Barbel and Chub on the River Teme, and this is in a swim I haven't fished for many a year. I just hope I made the right choice. The right hand rod I'm going to fish here by the fallen tree. The left hand rod I'm going to walk all the way down here by the willow and drop it in. So with fingers crossed we'll give it a go. And the left hand rod I'm going to walk 30 or so metres downstream and drop it in just by the willows, or just behind the willow bushes. And I've got a 1 ounce lead and a piece of meat on a hair rig. Much easier doing that than trying to cast it 30 or so metres downstream accurately. It's quite tight down there. And as you can see, the river level is very, very low, nice and clear. You can see the mudstone pavement. And the right hand rod, again, just walk down 15 metres. I'm going to plop it in across towards that fallen tree, dead tree on the far side. Again, 1 ounce lead, but 3 8mm robin red pellets, and alternating with 3 8mm halibut pellets every few casts. Set that down. Just keep tightening it down till take out the slack. Set the bait runners on both, so we'll just fire some hemp and micro robin red pellets and 3 mm halibut pellets, interspersed with some small pieces of meat. Do that every 10 to 15 minutes or so, just to prime the swims, see if we can attract a barbel or some chub. Try and keep things as simple as possible. No need to overcomplicate things. Just settle back. Sun beaten down from the right hand side, so got my cap tilted slightly. Keep the sun off my face. And some little twitches on the left hand rod, probably small chublets or possibly minnows, but no, that's a little bit more than a minnow. It's definitely something interested, but we'll wait for the bite to develop if it does. Yeah, there's definitely something there, and we're into something. I don't know what this is. Quite unusual. It's coming in quite easily and making strange lunges, and I've caught a sight of it, and it's an eel. Not the intended target, but I suppose it avoids a blank. Don't really like catching these, so we don't really want to touch this, so we'll look to release it as quickly as possible. Looks like I've got visitors. So I'll reel these rods in, get them out the way. As these visitors come past, don't want to be getting tangled up with them. Hopefully they won't take too long to pass through, but you never know. You can probably hear them coming. Just making their way upstream, and there's Mummy Swan. She's accompanied with a number of cygnets. And they're just picking off the filamentous algae growing on the Mudstone Pavement. And in the rear is Daddy Swan. And they don't seem the least bit bothered by my presence. There's 6 cygnets. And there they go. Not in the least bit interested in me. Just in the algae on the riverbed. And hopefully I can get back to fishing shortly. Sitting patiently waiting for a bite. Not had many indications other than that eel earlier on. Yeah, that was nearly a take. Probably a chub. It's back. Yeah, leg it off down. Make sure it doesn't get into that willow bush. Yeah, this feels like a chub, so reasonable size. It's pulling quite strongly, but it's definitely not a barbel. Yeah, it's a chub. Looks typical size for the team. Reckon round about the £3 mark, but we'll have a closer look at it once we get it in and unhook it. Just keep it in the river for a bit to make sure it's strong, and there it is, yeah, kicking away. Looks pretty strong. Another go at unhooking it. That's it. Hook came out fairly easily. It's fairly strong, so pick it up and have a quick show to the camera. There it is. Yeah, I reckon, what, 2.5, maybe £3 at a push. Quite pleased with that. After further rest, we'll let it go and see it there. And off it goes, swimming strongly away. Good stuff. Happy with that. and I'll see if I can catch some more. Later on in the session, having caught an eel and a chub, just waiting, and there's a bite. I'll leg it off down to the willows, try and catch up with the fish. This feels like a barbel, pulling very, very strongly. Just bringing on back gradually. Managed to keep it out of those willows on the far side. Definitely a barbel. Not particularly big, but they don't tend to go very big on this stretch. Just pleased to have hooked one, and it's in the net. Looks nice and strong. We'll keep it in the river for a while, make sure it's fully recovered. So a minute or so later, I haven't hooked it. And there it is, show it to the camera. Beautiful River Teme barbel. Very, very lively still, and fully recovered. And I've just noticed it's got a few lice on it, so we'll get rid of those horrible things. Just check it over, make sure I've got all the visible lice off it. One more check over, can't see any more. So we'll let it go, and there it goes. Oof. And away. Carrying on, baiting up with my loose feed mixture, catapulting a couple of pouchfuls, keep the swims topped up in the hope of getting a few chub or barbel to move in onto the hook baits. Do this sort of 10-minute intervals or so. And only a few seconds later I've noticed some movement on the top right hand bank there. Keep scanning the bank side, little black shape. Otter. And Mr. Otter has appeared. Just hope that doesn't mean an end to the session. He's gonna go down into the water there just where I'm fishing. Half an hour or so after the barbel, towards the end of the session, and there's a knock and a take, and we're into a fish. I'll just leg it down, try and make sure that this doesn't get into the snags, the willows on the far side. It feels like a decent fish, but it's not a barbel. Decent chub, but yeah, it feels like a decent chub. Just work my way back towards the other rod. Just bring it back up river steadily. Get the net. And I've seen it, yes, and it's a decent chub. Looks bigger than the previous one. Definitely looks over £3. It's still putting up a decent scrap as well. Doesn't want to give in, which is quite unusual for chub. They usually come in fairly easily towards the end. It's into the net. Just have a quick look at that, and that's definitely a decent sized fish. So I've rested it up, and we'll have a look at trying to unhook it. That's taken a bit longer than I thought. And we rest it again before preparing to weigh it. So I've been resting for another minute. And I'll just detach the landing net head and I'll weigh it in the net. I've already set the scale, take the weight of the net off, which I know from previous weighings. And that's a decent size.
Like 10.
Actually bigger than I thought. It's well rested, so a quick show to the camera.
£5.10.
And that's a new personal best chub for me. Absolutely delighted. And there it is, swimming away strongly. So really pleased with that. So this week I've had a personal best barbel and a personal best chub. Thanks for watching, and I hope you really enjoyed the video. So watch out for more videos to come.